Phenom in the building, the chosen one, the only one, the golden son here on Phenomenal Radio. Thanks for tuning in. A taste of good music that's great for the soul. Today, man, we got a very soulful brother himself, someone who I've seen develop not only as a person, but musically. You know, y'all may be familiar with Chef Curry. Well, let me introduce you to 4 a.m. Chef Jimmy.
I like that. I like that intro right there.
I had to start it off properly, bro. So first things first, man, how are you doing?
Bro, I'm blessed, honestly, G. That's honestly the perfect way I could say it. Like, I'm happy, like those is the most important things, right?
Yeah.
As we was talking a little bit earlier before we got, live, like I just moved to Atlanta, and I'm in a different space right now, I kind of came out here already knowing what I came out here to do. You see what I'm saying? I'm 100% pursuing all of my goals every day. And, I'm proud of the progress when I look back at yesterday or 4 years ago or 10 years ago. You see what I'm saying? I've really been doing it a long time. So,
yeah.
I'm proud of my progress. And, I'm glad I'm not an artist that is so wrapped up in the numbers or so wrapped up in, if everybody fuck with me right now, because some people let that, change their art. And, I think I've studied the course and I've continued to improve. And I think the type of music that I make is timeless. And that's the goal. You see what I'm saying? I want for somebody to go listen to my first project, The Soul Food Taste Volume 1, and be like, damn, like he was going crazy back then. Like this song is still hard now, I want them to feel that.
Yeah, people might not know you've been had the bars, bro. Like when I first met you was spitting crazy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know you do a lot of spoken word and poetry and stuff like that. So you've always been a wordsmith. Like, tell us like your journey when it's come to writing and really being profound with your thinking.
It's definitely been a long journey, bro. I think it's evolved. I actually grew up in a performance family. You see what I'm saying? Actresses, actors, singers, dancers. Yeah. And I think I just found my early. And though I was doing all of that things, I was acting, I was singing, I was dancing, as a kid, learning Shakespeare. But I took that and I kind of made it my own. And then it didn't take long for me to, fall in love with it at a very early age. I was freestyling, I was writing raps, 5th grade, 6th grade,
Dang. So
I've been had a rap name. You know how many rap names I done went through?
Nah, how many?
I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you my first rap name.
What was it?
It was J-Way.
J-Way.
Okay. J-Way from the freeway.
J-Way from the freeway. Oh shit.
My sister gave me that. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah. And so my whole family always knew that this is what I wanted to do. My mother, whenever she asked me what I wanted to be when I was older, she always, instilled greatness into me in college, and I could be a president and anything. You see what I'm saying? She always put it into me. But I've always told her I wanted to be a rapper.
Wow. Okay, so touching on a little bit, because you just said a whole lot, I want to touch on a few things that you said. First of all is your name, since we just left off on that conversation. 4 a.m. Chef Jimmy, that has two meanings behind it. I don't think a lot of people really know that. Can you touch on the meaning of both for me?
Yeah, bro, I would love to, because this is actually like the first interview where anybody has ever asked me that. You know what I'm saying? The meaning of my name. And it is a very complex name. And, it might be, when you see it or when you hear it, it's like, what is that? But that's what I love about my music. I think it's very versatile like that. And 4 a.m. Jimmy is essentially two rappers in one. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like I'm a one man, rap group, but it's all one. I'm not saying I'm two different people or coming like that. It's just two different sides of the same coin. You see what I'm saying? And 4 a.m. is what most people would consider my more conscious side, my more lyrical side. As you mentioned, I do have a spoken word background. Yeah. I love all of that. I've always loved, even my favorite artists growing up have always been people that, said things with meaning and, had substance behind their lyrics. And that's what made me want to be an artist in the first place, because I had something to say. You see what I'm saying? From my perspective, ever since the beginning. And I wasn't always the most vocal. I always wrote about it. So, that's 4 a.m. And I think Chef Jimmy gives me the creative license to just have fun. You see what I'm saying? I didn't always make music like that. You know what I'm saying? That's really just me having fun. Really did develop that going to Hampton. It just kind of, because prior to then, I was really just, you know, would want to out rap everybody. That's how I really love the competitive side of this. You see what I'm saying? I really love hip hop to the core.
Yeah.
And that will never not be a reflection in my music. Even if it is a song that I'm just having fun, you can go hear, you know, me say a couple, even if it's a song of me singing, you know, you're still gonna hear some lines in there that's like, you know, I'm not doing this and just, you know, even if I'm freestyling, it's thought out. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm very calculated with this music thing. And that's what 4 a.m. Chef Jimmy is. It's like night and day.
And that's
you know
something.
It's like yin and yang. And
yeah. And that's something that a lot of people like kind of left focused on in hip hop is the competition aspect, is the bar for bar type of thing. It's not like having like beef with nobody or anything like that. It's like rap is a sport. You feel me? It's just like basketball. It's just like football. You know, you're having a competitive nature, but it's all love at the end of the day. And that's something that I've really seen in your raps. Like, you're coming hard. You know what I'm saying? You may be speaking like on some real awoken stuff, but for real, you're coming from the soul. You're coming from for intensity. You're always going to be reflecting that within your music. And something that you had said earlier is like, is being in love with the process, like not really worrying about the numbers. A lot of people, you know, the society that we live in right now, bro, is all about numbers. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everybody's just concerned about how many numbers somebody's have. And somebody that's, you know, on the come up, somebody that's really on the rise, they might look at something and be like, dang, like I'm not getting the type of attention that somebody else is getting. And they may like find self-doubt on something like that. But really, you have to love the process. I think that's something that a lot of people don't even really think about. It's like, okay, you have to be in love with how long it's going to take, be in love with the intricate details that come in your journey, or the obstacles that come in your journey, and figuring out things as you go, how to get over certain things, finding solutions to get through doors. You know what I'm saying? And you're one of those people. You're one of those people that always has a vision and hope, and is courageous, never fearful, always going for something full force. And that's why I know that you're going to succeed, you know. And people need to hear your story. People need to understand why it is that you write, why it is that you do, why you take, and why it is that you even went through your educational days within Hampton to get a college education, why that stuff is still important. And that actually leads me into my my next question. It's like, you know, that you are a graduate of Hampton University. Was education always an aspect that was important for you to complete?
Absolutely, for sure. You know, I could say that I come from a family that instilled that into me, you know, and that's even if they didn't go to college themselves. You see what I'm saying? I always saw more for me. And you know, it's crazy because my father's side of the family is from Springfield, Massachusetts. It's a very small city.
Shout
like
out
in
VA.
No, Massachusetts.
Oh, Massachusetts. My bad.
Yeah, Springfield, it's the home of the Basketball Hall of Fame. That's my father's side of the family. And my mom's side of the family is from Chicago.
Okay.
So, you know, I spent most of my life between both of those places. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm from Chicago and I represent Chicago, but I also have this other side of me that represents Springfield, Massachusetts as well, which is a small city. And I think that kind of ties into the 4 a.m. Chef Jimmy Wise, all these perspectives coming in. You see what I'm saying? Just seeing really both sides of that coin. And with the education on my father's side of the family, they went to FAMU, and you know, that's what my family's business is, that taught me how to act, sing, and dance. So they're very my grandfather on that side of the family was the first barber in the city. Had a very business, didn't ever have a bank, had, you know, straight cash saved up for his family even to after he passed. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So businessmen really come from that side of my family, and on my mother's side of the family, it's the same thing. It's all the vision. But that's where I get that intensity from. You see what I'm saying? And even if they're not the most educated, the ideas, the writing, my grandfather on that side, he used to read the dictionary. See what I'm saying? And before I knew that, I was reading the thesaurus, trying to find bigger words to rhyme. You see what I'm saying? So like, it's just the combination of all of that is what inspired me to go to Hampton, into a HBCU. I had an uncle that go to FAMU. So I knew I wanted to go to HBCU. And I'm not gonna lie to you, when I was sometime in high school, I had just heard about Hampton. It was like, yeah, bro, it's a college, you know. they got a beach. I'm like, yeah, it was like, it's an HBCU. And I was like, yeah. You know, it was like, yeah, and they got a 20-to-1 girl to boy ratio. I said, huh? I was a sophomore. I was like,
that's all you needed to hear right there.
Sure. That's how I went. But man, yeah, Hampton was a super dope experience, bro. I grew so much from that time, and I needed all of that. And it's dope talking to you because you were able to witness, you see what I'm saying, a lot of my growth, you know, from just doing spoken words. I was originally known on campus just for the spoken words, you see what I'm saying? And then I started releasing the music. So it has really been a process, bro. I could honestly say I just turned 26 in November. I've been writing raps for about 15 years, bro.
Wow, 15 years.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
that's
so
crazy.
Not that I'm 15 years in the game, but that's how long my mind has been thinking about music and working on music. And I have been recording and writing songs, you see what I'm saying? Like all my life. In math class, and you know what I'm saying, and you know, writing raps.
the education aspect of you, like, because people don't know, like, you were part of the NAACP on campus, like you were doing spoken words, like you're a very active person, especially when it comes to the communities. You were over at the schools teaching with the young kids, like that's something that I think a lot of people should admire about you and really look up to, because there's a lot of people out here that doesn't care about really giving back or to really bettering themselves in every aspect. And that's something that you've really done. And, you know, something like education, I think still has a negative narrative for a lot of young Black brothers and sisters. And, you know, hip hop hasn't really helped with changing that. You know, what do you think personally, what do you think that Black artists should be doing to help shift that narrative?
I don't necessarily think that every Black artist, you know, I think we do all have a responsibility to our people, you see what I'm saying? But, you know, not everybody is going to step up to that. And I don't expect every artist, like the same way I don't expect every person to try to be a leader in their community. You see what I'm saying? That's what they call them, leaders. And, you know, that is what I aspiring to do with my artistry. And I think there are artists that do that. You see what I'm saying? So I can't discredit them. People that really do use their platform, you know, who you might not even think, you see what I'm saying, are using their platform to do certain things. And I'm just doing it my way. You see what I'm saying? And my way is really impacting the youth because I was that same kid, you know, and teaching right now just fuels me. You see what I'm saying? Even like I see the same. It's like I'm looking at myself again when I see another, you know, I see an 8th grader writing his raps, you see what I'm saying, or want to perform already, you know, that put me back in that mode, you know, when I was there, you see what I'm saying, and I'm thinking about how I could help them. And that's what honestly fuels me, you know, giving back, because I'm still, you know, I know I'm getting older, got the beard now, but we're still young, bro. We're still very young, but we're not kids anymore. You see what I'm saying? There's a whole generation of kids, though, that do need leadership. And, you know, I'm just trying to do it through music, bro. I do feel like that's the most powerful tool. And Hampton gave me the confidence to go really do that. You see what I'm saying? I can't say that if I would have went to, you know, an Ivy League school or one of these other schools that I would have took my music as seriously, even though I love it so much. You see what I'm saying? So Hampton gave me that platform, a place where I could get my message across. You see what I'm saying? That before anywhere, you know, before I performed at the Democratic National Convention, because of Hampton. You see what I'm saying? Because of a spoken word competition I won at Hampton, like things like that wouldn't have happened. You feel me? Like if I just, you know, who knows what would have happened. You see what I'm saying? Like I do feel like this is my calling though. And this is what I'm supposed to be doing for sure.
Amen to that, man. So, you know, you touched on a little bit, you're a teacher now. I wanna actually talk about your experience teaching, man. Like, how long have you been doing it? And how has it really been being a leader for those kids?
For sure, bro. I think my teaching experience is very unique. You see what I'm saying? Like, I certainly have never had a teacher like myself. And I think that was my goal. You see what I'm saying? Coming into this. And I taught for 3 years. Now this is my 3rd year teaching. I was teaching in Chicago for 2 years. I was the director of music over there. I was teaching. I was over the school choir. I know it sounds crazy, but we performed all original music, you know. I was teaching them songwriting. I was teaching them production. I was teaching them vocal performance skills. we had performances all over the place, was winning competitions. You know, we had merch, all of that. And when I moved to Atlanta, I just figured out a way to continue to do that, but not for a school, you know, independently. And I'm also working for a school right now. But ultimately the goal is I want my own school one day, you know, performing arts school type situation. Not necessarily, I would love a full day school, but really performing arts after school, some type of situation like that, to continue to do that. Because the way that I know that I'm impacting these students, I know that is more than any dollar, for real. You see what I'm saying? Like, and what I've learned is I honestly get more gratification, or I mean, not more gratification, more, I don't know, I just get more from seeing my students perform my lyrics than I get performing my own lyrics at a club out here in Atlanta, or, you see what I'm saying, for somewhere else, you know?
Yeah.
It just does me personally, knowing that I'm able to, you know, get them to say my lyrics, and the lyrics aren't, you know, they're speaking something, they're saying something, right. You know?
Yeah.
And it hits different when it comes from my student. You know, imagine, because you've heard some of my pieces, and, you know, I get a little very passionate, but, you know, it could be, it's kind of shock factors, you know, to my lyrics sometimes. And when it comes from my students, you know, from a younger, because it's all true, but when it comes from them, it just kind of hits different, you know, because it's the youth, and, you know, being able to impact them in that way and get them to think, you know, bigger, and give them an opportunity to do bigger. That's bigger than anything I could do personally, you know, just myself, individually. So.
Such a humble guy. You are, you just, you know, you got it, bro. Like, for one, I didn't even know you were doing all that. Like, you just listed a whole bunch of stuff. You were going from Chicago to Atlanta. You're teaching all over the place. You gave us a little bit of your dreams. You want to perform in Arts Center. You know, I see how you're impacting these kids, and I know they feel that. You know what I'm saying? But I want to know, like, who impacted you to be like this? Like, what people in your life and what artists that you were listening to, like, really influenced you to step into this, to your craft? You feel me?
It's so many people, you know, that saying it took a village. It's kind of like that, like with people that I've met personally, meaning family and friends, and a combination of experiences. You see what I'm saying? I know that life is short. You see what I'm saying? Like, I come from a place where I've lost a lot of people, and not just the violence, you know, and we all deal with things like this, like cancer. You see what I'm saying? COVID, you know. I feel like I'm at a place now where I realize it's just bigger than myself. And the only thing that I have, you know, when it's all said and done, is what other people knew about me, you know, and what other people said about me, and how I impacted other people, you know, and that's what I'm doing this for, bro. But the people, to name a few people, like I said, family. I have a family. My family has a business, you know, it's called Dream Studios Performing Arts. And it stands for dramatically reaching everyone's artistic mentality. That is already my family business. And I was in that business, and they taught me. My aunt right now is on Broadway, you know? And I don't talk about all of this stuff, but my aunt right now is doing a play about Nina Simone right now on Broadway that she wrote, and she's starring in. You see what I'm saying? And she taught me, you know, about Shakespeare. You see what I'm saying? So it's like I've been listening to, you know, Shakespeare is like the GOAT, one of the first rappers for real.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you know, and I was taking that and remixing it at 11 and 12, rapping about Othello, and you know what I'm saying? But I'm remixing it and rapping on Find Your Love. You see what I'm saying? And performing on the crowds, completely original. You see what I'm saying? Like summarizing what was happening on each scene. Like, so my family is definitely a big part of that. And after that, it goes to, like, honestly, you already know Malcolm X. You know, I dropped the song, the visuals of Malcolm X, but I'm really am inspired by a lot of the work that he has done and his message, and especially towards the end of his life. That really does inspire me, and I think that reflects in my music and what I'm doing today as well. But in terms of artists, it's so many. You know, I had so many favorite rappers, and all of them don't make, you know, the conscious music that you would say. You know, that's just one side of it. You know, but Lil Wayne obviously is probably my first biggest influence.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Lil Wayne for sure, and like that's like the first rapper that had me love rap. You know what I'm saying? I was freestyling and stuff. I was 7 with my older cousins on Lil Wayne beats. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I remember being introduced and falling in love. But after that, it just evolved over time. You see what I'm saying? Obviously, the J. Cole's, of course, you see what I'm saying? Kendrick's, you know, even Wale, a lot of that spoken word, you know, that you, I would credit Wale with a lot of that. Shout out
Really?
DMV. I'm
Shout
out
out to
there.
Wale. Yeah.
Yeah, and Wale for sure. No, real talk. He don't get a lot of his credit that I feel like he deserves. And,
You don't.
he's definitely a big influence. And that whole, you know, class of artists, Big Sean, Drake, obviously. I didn't even have to mention Drake, but all of these artists kind of shaped where I'm at now. You see what I'm saying? And what I'm doing now. And I don't think nobody's doing it like me.
Nah.
I think I'm doing it completely different. Everybody's doing it their own way. And that's why I'm patient with mine. You see what I'm saying? Because I know I'm working on divine timing for real. And like I said, I just turned 26. Jay-Z dropped his first album at 20. You know, I still feel like I'm a brand new artist. You know, I got so much unreleased music, bro. It's
I can't
ridiculous.
wait to hear that shit.
And it's to the point where like I'm releasing music that I'm just now recording. Like I just recorded weeks ago and just holding on stuff just because I feel like it's too good. Like I gotta wait to even give that, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
Like I'm kind of being stingy at this point because, you know, I don't know. I can't wait to drop everything though, bro. I got so much lined up, but it's like, you know, timing is everything.
We got a project coming anytime soon that you want to give me an exclusive for?
But this year is loaded, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, you know, a lot of visuals. You know, you see I started off with you know, the first visual. And we got dopamine coming up with Zay Blaze on the production.
Blaze. Yeah.
So we got that coming up. But other than that, bro, I can't give away too much, bro. But just know this whole year is loaded, bro. I plan on dropping more music than I've ever dropped before. So I can say that for sure. You see what I'm saying? A lot of music that, you know,
I'm ready for it. Multiple projects.
Is what I'm saying. Feel me? Like not just one. Like I don't want to just drop one or tell you I'm dropping one. Like multiple is on the way for sure.
All right. So I can personally say he just showed me the dopamine video before we even got on air, and I gotta say that song is amazing. The visuals are amazing, and
Thank
actually the WTF video. Now that we're on the video, that joint was crazy, man. Like, who are you?
Bro?
Bruh, that shit was crazy. Like, no joke. Like, I was really blown away. I was like, yo, this is on another level. It was really like mindscaping, the way that the director was like warping stuff in and out, going through transitions and stuff. Like Amir, who? Shout him out. Shout him out right quick.
That's the bro, man. Shout out ACP out of Queens, New York, man. He get everybody right. He actually got a deal going right now. 2 videos for 1,000. I'm talking about A+ quality for real. He'll come to you wherever you at. You see what I'm saying? Like he's definitely hardworking. Always that's my brother. That's all I can say. But we got more work on the way too. That's just the first 2. That's what I'm saying. That's how I know the whole year is loaded up.
Did he do dopamine too?
He did dopamine and both of them.
Yeah, that joint was crazy. Shout out to him, man. So I want to talk about Chicago really quick. That's a city that a lot of people know and I feel like have a misconception about, especially like with violence and stuff like that. People think that that's just a place of violence. I've been going back and forth from to the Chi for like the last 3.5 years, something like that, and I've never really had a problem. In fact, I've gotten a lot of love from a lot of people. I want you to just, tell the people, man, what are some aspects about the city that you love that people may not know about?
First off, I'm gonna start with the food.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize how good our Chicago style food is. You see what I'm saying? Like it's certain things like, I don't know, like when I go to other places, they don't have it. They don't even know what it is. Like, I remember growing up eating, and this is weird to other people. I've had this conversation with homies before. Like you go to like a football game or something, and they got Flamin' Hots. We call them hot flamers in Chicago. The Flamin' Hot Cheetos. Yeah. And they put the cheese on them.
Yeah.
And you can get the meat.
Damn.
You can get that almost everywhere, like a gas station or, you know what I'm saying, things like that. Like, it's like small stuff that's not in the culture anywhere else. You see what I'm saying? But we got top-notch food when it comes to pizza, burgers, all that. We definitely up there and deserve some more respect. But other than that, man, Chicago overall is just a beautiful city, bro. And I don't really feel like people from Chicago, we represent it, but we don't really boast enough. You see what I'm saying? About the type of people that are also associated with Chicago, bro. Like
Yeah.
Oprah Winfrey. You see what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yeah.
Barack Obama rep Chicago. If we,
Yeah.
but we know Michelle really from Chicago.
They got a
Shout out
museum too. They got a museum coming too.
Michelle Obama.
Yeah.
For real. But the artists, bro, it's endless. And the versatility with the artists, I don't think we get enough credit for the music. I love Chicago music. You know what I'm saying? Like another artist I didn't mention earlier, Common. Common is one of my favorite rappers.
Wow.
And I could say that, and I know a lot of people, that wouldn't say that, don't even know, but the Common Beat album definitely brought me up. You know what I'm saying? It's something I listened to, and that made me who I am as well, with his poetic, cadences and the way he uses words. So all of that inspired me, Chicago. And Chief Keef, bro, that whole movement, Juice WRLD to Polo G to Kanye to Lupe to, Twista. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's a very long catalog of artists that is still coming up, and I'm proud to be one of those artists, and I definitely think I'm doing it my own way. But Chicago has a big influence on my music, especially with me saying I make music from the soul. If we go back into it, Chicago is has history of making some of the most soulful music.
Yeah.
Even if we just look at the old Kanye, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is. Like, our influences come from that old R&B, the jazz, all of that, man. So I love Chicago, man. It's too much to, and I'm not gonna lie either. Like, things don't happen in Chicago. But what I was saying about the other side of the coin, about my father's side of the family being from this small city, where I personally know they still getting down like that over there too. You see what I'm saying? Like, people still, in fact, in Springfield, Massachusetts, and this is a fact a lot of people wouldn't know. This is why my perspective is the way it is. There was a time when their murder rate was higher than Chicago, but they just got a smaller population. You see what I'm saying? Now, nobody would know that, but me being there, that's what they was talking about. And, I see the influence that Chicago has on the world and the picture that they paint on the world. But, I just want people to know that there's more to Chicago than that. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of great stuff going on that I think should be highlighted. That just does.
And that's the thing, man. Like, Chicago, my first real introduction, of course, we have Kanye West, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, that Chicago drill movement really was a turning point for a lot of people in the world. I know the DMV was listening to that heavy. You would go outside and you would hear Chief Keef or Little Reese or all these people being played and not really having too much of an understanding about y'all culture. I mean, y'all, when I go there, like, people talk about stars and where stars are from, but y'all already have that star factor. Like, you guys are really walking around like y'all the shit already. And so when y'all meet like stars and stuff like that, it doesn't really phase you guys. It's not really something that's like abnormal to y'all because y'all already are thinking like that. Something else that I think is really interesting about Chicago is like the idea of business. Like, when we were at Hampton, bro, Chicago people were ahead of people in thinking about where their brands are going to take them and how they're going to use them and networking and all that stuff. Like, I started learning that stuff from y'all, like you especially, how you carry yourself, like being in a room full of wolves and being that wolf that's in that room as well. Y'all do that so easy. It's almost like second nature to you guys. I've really never seen anything like it. And so for people to like paint Chicago at this place that's just about violence and ignorance is not true. And I'm glad that you're able to shed light on that because people just need to know, like, Chicago is a hub of creativity and intellectuals that no one in the world probably has. And y'all affect is seen still to this day. I mean, UK has a drill movement. New York has a drill movement. All that stuff is spawning from Chicago. The jazz that y'all have, that y'all have that many people thought came from the South, which, a lot of people migrated from the South, Mississippi and stuff like that to Chicago. So like, y'all influence is there as well. They don't understand that you guys have Southern ties anyway. So, I love that you guys that you personally are able to shed light on that and destroy a lot of the misconceptions that people have, because I think that's important, especially when we're talking about people in our communities coming from different brackets of life or just any other areas. you know, they need to understand that their heritage is alive and well and not just focused on violence, bro. You know?
Thank you for giving us a platform to even say that, you know,
Yeah.
because to be honest with you, you know, I probably would have, probably would have more numbers if I just, you know, was promoting that message, you know,
Right.
instead.
Yeah.
That's what they see me as if I didn't, you know, boast about going to college. But at the same time, that's what I got songs like Thug with a BA for. You see what I'm saying? Let
Yeah.
people know that, you know, you could do, and not saying that I'm a street nigga. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I'm letting people know that even somebody that might be, at the end of the day, when I walk outside, they view me as a nigga. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
With this beanie on and crew neck.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a nigga. And even with that, everything that comes with that, being a nigga from Chicago, I still went and got my degree. So that's the message that I'm pushing. You feel me? And it might be different from other people's. But like I said, what I'm doing is bigger than me.
So, all right. So I wanna touch on some music now. You know, we've had a conversation about who you are as a person, your journey as a musician, something that I think is very important for people to really gauge the scope of your come up and how hard you work and your hustle. But now I wanna focus on some of the music. Your most recent EP is something that I listened to and I thought it's just like, damn, like this dude is hella soulful. Like you over here, you singing on that joint now, like you over here, you doing you got melodies, you got bars, and the fact that it was just International Women's Day, and you have a project called The Soul of a Woman EP. You know,
Yeah.
I really want to touch on that because you know there's an unpopular trend in hip hop of demeaning women within a lot of our rap music, and you decided to shift that narrative when making that project. So first of all, I want to know how you feel about men really crossing women, especially because they're the ones that bring us into this world. Like, how do you really feel about guys or rappers or just people in general kind of like backtracking on women or demeaning women or downplaying women? Like, how do you feel about our women, bro?
Bro, I think Tupac is definitely another artist that I forgot to mention.
Facts. Go
He
Pac.
definitely he said it the best, you know. Talking about, and I don't want to misquote Pac, but he was talking about, you know, we take from our women, we rape our women, do we hate our women? You see what I'm saying? Like, and messages like that, you know, have always stuck with me. So I was like, dear mama. And so I think with coming with that project, it was just honestly a tribute to the women in my life. You see what I'm saying? In different respects, from my mother to my girl to my sisters. You see what I'm saying? My little baby sister. You see what I'm saying? Like it was really that. And I've done songs similar in the past, but that was really just you know, the way my projects come together. I don't really you know, I might have the idea about the project. I might even have a title for the project, but the music just works itself out. See what I'm saying? Like it got to the point where I had so many songs catering to women that I needed to choose the best and release them. You see what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not, you know, I don't consider myself a singer or nothing like that, you know. But I enjoy, you know, making music and different, you know, provoking different emotions. You see what I'm saying? Like that's what it's about at the end of the day, being a songwriter and challenging my pen and being able to do that, being able to do that and then go do a, you know, what the fuck is up? You see what I'm saying? Which in that song, my favorite line in that song is, I could freestyle and be better than when y'all write songs. Could sing to your bitch or could write a civil rights song. You see what I'm saying? That pretty much
Wow.
explains that's funny. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I'm trying to do all that, you know, and I think I'm gonna be successful at it. And
Yeah,
I
you
never
are.
wanted to be boxed and pigeonholed into, you know, just a conscious rapper, just a spoken word artist. You see what I'm saying? Or, you know, just some ignorant nigga from Chicago. I never wanted to be none of just that. You know, I consider myself a very complex artist. I'm not just a rapper. You know, I'm an educator. I'm an activist.
Yeah. Yes.
So
Yes.
I wear many hats and I wear them proudly. And yeah, that project was just one side of the bag. You feel
And
me?
touching on that project right quick, bro. Like Mia Moore, that song is crazy.
Thank you, bro.
That's probably my favorite my favorite song off that project. That and Insecure. Those joints is amazing. So
I've
if
heard a
you
lot. Of,
say it again.
my my bad. I've heard a lot of great feedback about Insecure
Yeah.
that I really wasn't expecting. that was a song that kind of I love,
Mm-hmm.
that I put before some other songs that might have been, a good in the club record for the ladies, or a good, you see what I'm saying? I chose that song to make the project. It was only 6 songs, you see what I'm saying? And I had way more songs to choose from. So I'm glad you rock with that one for sure. That's definitely a sleeper to me. That's one of my favorites. And Me and More was probably 2 years old, 3 years old when I dropped it. Like I already had it for so that's the type of, that's how much music that I was sitting on, like, that I had to get out at that point. Then because if I didn't release it then, I would have still had that. You feel me? So, yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So I want you to discuss your overall feeling. Like, I know you wanted to, cater to women to this album, but like when creating this project, how did you know what direction you wanted to go?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it just happens. It's very organic. My whole process. You see what I'm saying? I'm really just going to the studio all the time and making music all the time. And, after doing that a lot, I accumulate so much music that I'm like, okay, this song would sound good. Like I'm almost, even though I'm not a producer, I know how to, play with beats, on GarageBand and little things. I can engineer myself a little bit, but I'm not a producer, engineer. But the way I structure all of my music is still very much producer. Like, I approach it like a producer. You see what I'm saying? Like the scientific, even from the order of the songs. You see what I'm saying? So I have so many songs and I listen to them so much, I'm able to hear, which song would sound with what. And before we know it, we got this project. Then I got this project. Then I got this project. And that's how I'm able to tell you multiple projects is coming this year.
Okay.
You feel me? Because I'm just making music and it's just accumulating. And at this point, I got to make it, a project. Like, it's 100 songs.
Just release them tracks, man. These people, they sleeping on you, Jay. Like, I'm for real. Like, I know, because I know what you can do. And I'm like, yo, this nigga has some shit in the tank. I already know it. Like, just drop that shit, bro, because I'm ready.
Bro, but like, I'm not gonna hold, man. Like, we talked about it earlier. It does get a little bit, what's that one called? Artists are sensitive about their shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's, I could, because, it took a lot for me to even get to this point, bro. You would probably never, like, for as long as I've been making music, I didn't start releasing music until I got to Hampton, like, and it wasn't until my senior year of high school that I started performing spoken words, even though I had already been, like, I was doing that as a kid, but that's kind of something like I had started keeping to myself, through middle school and high school. I was that, like, I was always cool with everybody, but they knew I was like to myself. I was never in the mix. I was in the cut, probably writing a rap. You see what I'm saying? Went back home, I was working early. You see what I'm saying? I was working, doing something. But like, this music thing, it run deep in my veins, bro. So I eat, breathe, and sleep, music. When I'm in my sleep, I'm probably writing a rap. For real.
Okay, so let me touch on a little bit of shoot, I just lost it. Oh, the business aspect. I want to touch a little bit on the business aspect of music. You just said you hadn't started releasing music until you got to college. Like, for a lot of up and coming rappers, some guys that maybe just entering college or high school, like, what advice do you give them on the music business side?
Man, that's a great question. That I feel like I try to teach to my students, and even my advice to any young person that loves music is to understand that there's other jobs other than just being an artist. Like, you could certainly be the radio host. You could certainly be the person that does the stage at Rolling Loud or one of these, huge concerts. You could do the lights. You see what I'm saying? Like, you could also be behind camera. You could be the actual host of the event. Like, there's all these jobs surrounding this industry that you could be a part of. Now, if you would love to be the artist, you see what I'm saying? Like, I would suggest getting in the gym. If you really want to do this, understand, even for the people who you might think it happened overnight for, it didn't.
It
You see what I'm
didn't.
saying?
Right. Yeah.
There's a whole plan place. People really got to work for this, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Understand we live in an age where it looks like somebody just popped on the scene, but no, they put in some work. Even if it was for 6 months, they went harder than you did for that 6 months.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And that's how it goes, bro. Like, you know, like, so understand, like, if you really want to do this, the first thing is to get in there and try. That's the hardest part. You know, talking about it not gonna do nothing. We're gonna have to hear some
Facts.
music.
You
All
gotta
right,
put
you
in
used to
that
do that.
work.
You know, go
Hell
in there
yeah.
and create. You know, see what you
Yeah.
make.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell you. You know, I'm gonna listen. I'll give you my opinion if you want it. But at the end of the day, I knew I was hot before anybody told me. And you still keep it to yourself. So that's why I would inspire them to go ahead and take that jump, you know, really record it, really drop a video, really release the song. You see what I'm saying? See what you could do. Really continue on. Because after that first one, you know, you might not get a lot of views. You see what I'm saying? You might not get a lot of listens, but it's about the next song being better, you know? And you doing it again and
Yeah.
again and again and again. Because
Right.
if you being consistent with that part and also learning the business, and there's a lot, that business question is loaded, bro. There's so much about the business that, you know, artists we would need a whole interview just for that.
Right.
You know, and that's something that I can't act like I'm a master at either. Every day, that's something you got to learn. You know, continue to learn, continue to figure out. But yeah, that business question is loaded. But I think that's the first part, man. It's a lot of finances that goes into being a artist. I don't think people know. You know, how much money that I personally, and I'm not rich, you know what I'm saying? How much money I've spent on the music, you know, like every part of it, recording it. People think recording it, you just walk to the studio, record it, and that's done. You just, you know, and it could be like that depending on the artist, you see what I'm saying? But you go in the studio, you gotta buy the beat, you gotta pay the engineer to mix and master the track, those two separate payments, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta pay for the recording time.
Yeah.
Depending on where you're going. You know, I've recorded at places like Patchwork Studios out here in Atlanta. That's the same place they recorded Lion King. You feel me? Like the soundtrack.
Wow.
You know, both of them with Beyonce, Childish, and the old one. You see what I'm saying? Like Usher, Thug, like everybody from Atlanta that's been in Patchwork. You feel me? That studio is costing you. And when I went there, I'll be straight up. I paid like $600 for 8 hours.
Damn.
For like a straight block. And that's a discount for them. That's only your first time, your first visit. You see what I'm saying? How like you can get a block like that. I think it was 600 for 6 hours. Wasn't even 8.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
So I don't enough to I booked 24 hours, a whole day in the studio before. So, you know, and then that's just the recording process. Now song not even out yet. You feel me? Like then you gotta get cover art, you gotta drop videos, you gotta do promotional work so it's on blogs and people seeing you and hearing you and getting to you. You gotta network, you feel me? You gotta be performing, promoting, that's the best way to promote. You know, you gotta be out there on that stage.
Yeah.
Connecting with the people, you know, like it's a lot that goes into that, you know, finances, and it's a huge investment. You feel me? And that's why, you know, I choose to invest in others along the process, you know, because obviously I very much believe in my own vision and everything. But at the end of the day, I want my students to see me when I'm here and see me when I'm all the way up and be like, yeah, that was my teacher. You see what I'm saying? I'm still, you know, connected with him, and we finna do this. He about to work on my project. You know what I'm saying? Like I want them to really be like that with me, you know, be able to inspire them. But and even if it worked both sides, because, you know, is this life not promised, and my success as an independent artist is not promised. But I do believe that I'm going to inspire one of my students at least to go on and do something great. You know, even if it's not music, that's the most important thing to me. You feel me? Just doing as much of that as I can.
Bro, to be honest, that was a great response. Investing in yourself is one of the things I want to touch on right quick, because, you know, a lot of people, scared money don't make no money. You know what I'm saying? Like you really got to put out what you want to get back. in this universe. And that goes with financials as well. A lot of people just think, you know, I'm gonna just rap, put it out on YouTube, or just use a microphone over the thing. Quality is important. It may not be like the end all be all of stuff, because I've seen, of course, we've seen artists blow up and their mic quality is terrible, or the production isn't like mixed to the mastery of these actual professional engineers. But in terms of like putting everything in yourself, I mean, I just saw a clip on Instagram. It was of an interview of the baby, and he was expressing like he went broke, like while trying to pursue a rap career, and he was totally okay with it because he knew that shit was going to pay off. Like a lot of people may not understand, like you are going to have to maybe, I don't want you living out here on the streets, but you're going to have to put a significant amount of money aside to be able to get your stuff going. I mean, I'm talking like that's not even just like with rap. That's with anything that you're really trying to pursue independently. Like if you want like a podcast or something, like you need the microphone, you need an interface. If you want to make music, you need a laptop, you need a desk, you need webcams, you need cameras, like different aspects that, you know, if you didn't put that money aside for, you're not going to get, and you're not really going to see growth in yourself, man. Like speak on a real quick about the importance of investing in oneself.
Man, you got to do it,
Gotta
and
do it.
and different avenues. You know, I could say that I've fully invested in myself, and it's not just you know, just me that I'm invested in. I'm so invested in myself because I'm invested in the people around me. You know, I really do this for my family. You see what I'm saying? I really do this for my mother, for, you know, my woman, like all of that, you know, like I'm really invested in the people that surround me, and they're invested as well. You see what I'm saying? So it just makes it bigger. But that's the best thing, bro. Because if you're not invested in yourself, you can't expect nobody else to invest in you.
Yeah.
You know, if you just got a dream, honestly, I feel like we all got a responsibility with that. You know, with your gift and with your dream. If you don't water that, you see what I'm saying? If you don't plant that seed and nurture it so it could grow, you doing yourself a disservice. And you really, it's kind of disrespect to God, bro. It's God given. You know, that
Yes.
if I didn't do this, you know, I would be robbing myself
Yeah.
and you know, cheating the world out of the gift that God gave me to use. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Nobody thinking like you, Jimmy. You saying everything right, man. I ain't gonna hold you. Like a lot of people don't get it. God put you on this green earth with a unique ability. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone has a unique ability. I don't care what somebody is saying to you. I don't care if coworkers over here disregarding you or whatever, man. You on this planet for a reason. I say that passionately because like I've seen people give up on their dreams. I've seen people be depressed. I've seen people like just put stuff aside, and it's like, nah, bro, this shit for you. This is
yeah,
you. I don't care
yeah.
what you going through. I don't care. I don't care if you got to stay there for a second. Make sure you get back up. Like for real. Like, and I could go on a whole tangent, but
I'm not
for
gonna
real.
hold back. You actually just touched on something else, you know, because we all do go through things, and you know, I'm not one to compare what I go through to what anybody else goes through, and to diminish, you know, what anybody else is going through when I tell them we all go through things. But that is a fact of life, you know. Like I've lost my best friend to gun violence. I've lost my brother and my sister to cancer, and this is all in the last few years. You see what I'm saying? Like I've lost people to jail, I've lost people, you know, just of growing. You know what I'm saying? Not with the same person. You know, I'm not even gonna get into that. I'm not, you know, like life, you know, happens. People come and go, things come and go. But if you allow that to stop you and allow you, you know, at the end of the day, I feel a responsibility to those people as well. You know, to the people that I have lost along the way, or, you know, even before then, a fun fact about me, people don't know, I'm actually James Weaver the Fourth. That's my government, right? The fourth. You know, you probably know that,
Yeah.
you know, from school, because I had pride in that, you know, and I wasn't always proud of my name, and you know, because I didn't always have the best relationship with my father. He also didn't have the best relationship with his father, so I kind of like, you know, resented the name in a way.
Wow.
And until I got older and started making a name for myself, that I realized, you know, that I make the name, you know. And no matter what I went through, and no matter what my father went through, you know, it's gonna be up to me to invest in myself. So when James Weaver the Fifth come, You feel me? It's a completely different ball game, you know, and he got a name to live up to. And succeed, exceed, you feel me? So yeah, all of that, that's what I'm doing it for, bro.
Okay.
It's been a great interview too, bro. Thank you again.
This has been a great interview. I'm glad I had you on, bro.
I don't really get I don't talk too much, bro. I be just working, moving in silence, you know, like Wayne said.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you gave me like the time to like really talk to you, man, because like I said, you're someone that I've wanted on. We've actually done previous stuff before where I just never put it out. So the fact that, you know, you coming back here is like really like coming back full circle. And you talk about divine intervention. I think this is one of those moments like, you know, I don't play around when it comes to my stuff and my goals and my dreams, and to find other individuals that are just like that is very like just touching for me, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Like I always try to surround myself with people who are like-minded, but also that people who can make me better. Like you and your hustle, your vision, your wisdom is going to essentially make me better. And I hope just like vice versa, because I'm always about giving knowledge and then gaining knowledge so that we can just go full force, especially as Black men, because people need like they need people like us, bro. Like they really need people who have that sort of vision, that think outside the box, that are Black. So look, kids, because it's never about us, because so kids can see this, because it's really about the next generation. For anyone listening, like it's not about you. A lot of people take this like this life thing, this planet that we living on, way too serious and to think about it a little bit too egotistical. It's about sharing the wealth, sharing the knowledge, making sure the next generation coming up behind us is going to be good, because that's how we continue to progress as humans. You know, and I'm glad that you are on here to really get that out of me, first of all, and then really like explain to people your point of view and where you coming from. And man, I just want to shift the conversation a little bit back to the music industry side. And because a lot of people, especially a lot of artists, we're coming up on like a lot of independence. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, people, of course, Chance the Rapper from Chicago, someone that I think in the last decade has really championed the independence route and taken it a step further than a lot of other people. I mean, there's a whole bunch of independent artists that we could probably allude to, but that's another thing that Chicago is really like really big for, is like really owning yourself. So like, would you tell a young artist right now to go immediately find a music record label or something like that and sign, or would you recommend them just to build themselves first?
No, I don't think any artist would recommend signing with a label, you know, without having done anything. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's unsafe. You know, you go into a situation with no leverage. You don't know anything. You know, you're letting them control your art. You haven't even made music. You don't even know your sound. So I wouldn't advise that to any artist. But there's definitely a way to do this independently, where you can control, you know, and it's obviously the tougher route, you know, but it can be so worth it if you really putting in that work. And a lot of people don't want to do that. And you can't knock them. You know, a record deal sounds real nice. You see what I'm saying? And it's not something that I could say I'll never sign, you know, but I will say that I've enjoyed my personal process and, you know, and growing as an artist. And I just think, I think in 2022, you don't really need a label immediately. You see what I'm saying? Like if you can go out there and get a whole bunch of, you know, followers on TikTok and go out there, you know, I'm making it sound easier said than done. I ain't did it, you know, there's ways to do it, you know, but if you can go out there and do, you know, any of that, subscribers on YouTube, you know, look at NBA Youngboy. NBA Youngboy is completely independent.
Exactly.
And like, not, you know, obviously he works with, you know, once you get to that label, you're able to do deals that aren't record label deals, you see what I'm saying? Distribution deals and all types of stuff, you know? But like, there's definitely ways to do it. And I think any Black artist would, even the OGs, you see what I'm saying, that I've heard T.I. say Chief Keef should have never signed the deal. You know, like certain artists, like, you know, that is something that needs to be passed down and for people to understand. And I think that message is getting across, bro. More people, more and more artists is fully funding their own vision. And I support that 100%.
Me too, man. I really, the independent route for me is the best route. I mean, I've seen so many artists like really benefit from it in the long run. I mean, J. Cole, even though he was signed to Rock Nation, I want to say before he was signed, Jay-Z would turned him down a couple times and he had to go and build his own following with actually people he went to college with, which is actually funny because we're in the same similar situation. But so like but because he grew his following organically, he almost built a following that's unbreakable. So when he did get that deal and he was able to leverage himself, like they couldn't even like deny his greatness because he had people coming forth. Like to a point to where he's gotten to a point to where he doesn't even really need to do a whole lot of promo runs. He just drops, and because his following is so strong, because he built it organically, people will go regardless. And I think that's the strongest thing. It may take the longest to build up, but it definitely you're benefiting from the fruit afterwards. That's a
You
fact.
know, J. Cole definitely provided, honestly, a great blueprint for any artist to look at. You see what I'm saying? He's honestly had a perfect career.
Yeah, which is crazy.
You know, and I'm not saying that, you know, everybody might not be a J. Cole fan, but at the end of the day, you gotta respect
Yes.
his, you see what I'm saying? Like he grinded for multiple years,
Yeah.
you know, moved from a small city to New York,
Yeah.
where I've lived in New York. I've spent a lot of time in New York. You know, you gotta be built different to live out there, one, and to be an artist out there. That's the mecca. You see what I'm saying? That's where, you know. So went out there, and not only did he do that, he got signed by Jay-Z, the first artist on Rock Nation too, you know?
Yes.
And after that, you know, to see where he was at then, and for people that, you know, our fans of Cole, to see where he was at that time, remember those mixtape Cole, to see where he's at now, bro, it's been pretty remarkable, for
It
real.
has been. That's a fact.
Like, it's very, very unique, you know, compared to other rappers that would, you know, obviously we got Kendricks and, you know, other people on that level as well, but his transition was just very unique to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even think it could be, it's a great blueprint, but J. Cole pretty much has become a GOAT in this. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I'm gonna give him flowers. He's really a GOAT in this now.
He deserves it. And especially because he changed the narrative with age of a rapper. Like a lot of people before, rap was seen to be a young man's game. Like 25 and up or 27 was seen as old, but he really started to like really bubble around like 28, 29, 30. You know what I'm saying? Like really reach his pinnacle. We see other rappers like Freddie Gibbs, he's older, he's closer to 40. 2 Chainz, he's closer to 40. Benny the Butcher, Kanye the Machine, West Side Gun, all of them are older guys.
Two
Like
Chainz
he,
different.
yeah, it's just
Two
they
Chainz
changed the game.
different. You've been doing this forever.
Yeah, like
Two Chainz.
and I love that shit. I love that shit because there's a lot more artists that can really perform. Like you said, you never wanted to be limited or boxed in, and that's what a lot of music industry heads were doing. They were limiting people, limiting what they could become, and putting narratives on people that just wasn't true. The life is limitless. You can do whatever you want. So I'm glad that we have those examples now because now we're able to truly flourish. You know,
For sure. Yeah.
um, I want to. Really, I'm out of questions. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm out of questions, so I'm actually gonna end this because we've been talking for damn near like an hour and a half. Um, but I want you to give like the people some last remarks, man. Like leave them off with something or upcoming projects, anything that you got going on. Of course, your socials, but really just I want you to give like your last word, man.
Look, bro. I just gotta say, the soul never dies. That's what I live by. I do have a project coming very soon, probably be in the fall, called The Soul Never Dies. But that project right there is really dear to me. You know, it's pretty much in response to me grieving. But it's not a sad project. You know, it's just something a common feeling that we've all felt, and the last few years, especially. You see what I'm saying? I think everybody kind of connect with it,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's really a way of life in a way that keeps me going. You see what I'm saying? Understanding that I still have a way to honor people that I've lost, and after I'm gone, you know, hopefully this project, you know, especially in rap and in hip hop, we've seen a lot of artists pass in the
yes,
past few years. We've seen a lot of I think it's called posthumous albums. You see what I'm saying? Like
yes,
whether it's Tentacion, Juice WRLD, Pop Smoke, Nipsey. See what I'm saying? All these posthumous verses and everything. And I feel like this project is that, you know, for me. You see what I'm saying? If I were to go tomorrow or, you know, leave after this. See what I'm saying? Like that's what this project represents for me. And that's what I say, that's what I mean when I say I'm trying to make timeless music. And that's the most excited for a project that I feel like I've ever been. And I haven't announced this nowhere. You might have seen me like post little things, but for sure the project is done and it's been done. I've been working on it for years. You see what I'm saying? Like It's the combination of experiences, and I say it's done right now, but you know things always subject to change. Like I'm at a new song. You know, like I'm honestly writing every day. That's what I'm saying. It happens organically. I got so much music. The project could be done, you know, based off these songs. But what if tomorrow, you know, I write the one? Right. You know, I thought the other one was the one, but this one right here, you know, might have to be on a project now. Some get booted off. Like it's really, I'm competitive with myself, you know, with this. So, you know, we choosing the best songs, and I'm really just, you know, getting better, man. But, you know, the soul never dies, man. Honestly, if you don't know my music, if you don't know what I'm about, just know I make music for the soul. You see what I'm saying? And there's more soul on the way. And there's my dog coming back in. She been trying to be quiet for y'all the whole time. But yeah, bro, the soul never dies, man. That's all I want to leave people with. Go ahead and stream my latest music, The Soul of a Woman. Dropped that last year. We got more music for the ladies coming soon. That definitely wasn't the end of it.
Promote the single too. Promote the single too that you just put out.
What the fuck is up? Yeah, What the Fuck is Up for sure just dropped at the end of February. And then we got Dopamine with Zay Blaze on the production, you know, dropping right after that. And then we just loaded up after that. I could say, man, 4 a.m. versus Chef Jimmy. I'm about to see a versus with myself very soon. You know, we just got a lot cooking. Bro.
Hell yeah. The chef is always cooking.
Project coming with my students. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's getting serious. You know, we doing all types of stuff. So,
shit.
For real.
Oh shit, I'm ready for that. So, okay, shout out all your socials, man. They gotta know where to find you.
Yeah, man. You can follow me on Instagram. That's where I'm the most active at 4 a.m. Chef Jimmy. That's 4 a.m. like the time. Chef like the cook. Jimmy like James. All right. Same thing with Twitter. It's at 4 a.m. Chef Jimmy. You know, I'm out here, man. We out here in Atlanta. I'm definitely always promoting, doing shows, performing all the time out here. And yeah, you know, coming to a city near you very soon, for sure.
4 a.m. Chef Jimmy, ladies and gentlemen, one of my favorite artists coming up right now. Make sure y'all tune in to everything that he's doing. Follow his socials, follow his YouTube, follow his Twitter, everything that you can do, man. 4 a.m. Chef Jimmy is one of those guys that you need to know. One of those artists whose words you need to know. You know how I do it, man. It's D-Phenom, Phenomenal Radio, the place where you can find a taste of great music that's good for the soul. Y'all be good.